Christ making all things new actually means Christ, in a sense, reestablishing what always was, so it continues to be so. And this is the mentality that historically the popes have had when it comes to ecclesiastical tradition. And there are two encyclicals that I want to focus on here to hammer home this point. So the first one I want to talk about is the establishment of the Feast of Christ the King. Now, this is in an encyclical called Quas Primas, and you've likely heard about it. And this encyclical is actually really modern. It comes from 1925. So isn't that a new thing? Isn't this a new tradition? Isn't this something added to ecclesiastical tradition which is actually new? Well, sort of, but like Christ, he makes all things new, and in the beginning it was a certain way, and that is reestablished through the power of Christ, and the Pope is his vicar. The Feast of Christ the King was legally, juridically established for a particular day on the calendar in 1925. The reverence for Christ as King is as old as the Church. There's nothing new about the kingship of Christ. But hold on. It does appear at a certain point in history, and isn't that a newer period than earlier on? Well, think about it like this. If you have children, you probably have a medicine cabinet. When do you go to your medicine cabinet? You go to your medicine cabinet when there is a particular illness and a particular remedy is needed. Is the remedy a new remedy? No, it's been around forever. So why do you pull it out at a particular time? You pull it out at a particular time because there's a particular affliction that requires that response. The reverence and the worship of Jesus Christ as King is as old as the Old Testament. It's as old can be. It's foretold by the prophets. This is reaffirmed by Pope Pius XI. The establishment of the feast day of Christ the King in 1925 happens why? As the spiritual and temporal response to atheistic communism. The affliction was new. The remedy was old. And this is the mentality that has long been the mindset of popes and bishops when they bring about certain seeming changes in order to deal with certain developments in the life of the Church. Again, the kingship of Christ is as old as the Old Testament. The establishment of a particular calendar day